Alright guys, here it is, the green machine. Here's the outside. 31-inch Walmart tires. They're all-terrains. They look pretty aggressive. It's got tan interior. This door sometimes is weird. My last Cherokee was like that too, with the back door. The button was hard to push. Just got school stuff. Tan interior. It's pretty mint, pretty clean. No one needs school supplies. Come on. Under seat storage that I usually put my toolkit in. The seat, you pull this up and this lays back, but I got a tent back there. When I ride in the back, it's pretty roomy. I'm 5'7". This is broken because of a dirt bike ramp hitting it. The headliner, it was smoked in by the previous owner, but it's holding up kind of. It's got some holes and stuff. It's starting to sag a little bit. The slots right there, those are for speakers, but this does not have speakers in the back. And the tape on the third brake light, it's covering a little hole because at nighttime when you hit the brakes, it comes up right there, or the little light comes up right there. And it's kind of blinding. But it's manual door locks, roll down windows, which this one's a pain. I've cut myself on this twice and I'm too lazy to spend a couple bucks to replace this. This is clearly coming off. It gets worse and worse each day, and I have no idea why, because I don't use it while I'm driving. I have LED headlights in it that are frosters, obviously. This sucks also about this thing. It's manual mirrors, so on that side, I can't do it the way I can't adjust it while I'm driving like I could in my old Cherokee and the Subaru, which is kind of annoying. But the Jeep has, from previous owner also, it's got some cheap steel on it, and they didn't do the bottom of the rocker panels. They just did the outsides, which I guess is okay. And floor pans also have been redone. They're covered in mud right now. If you have not seen my the previous video to this, I think, where I took Rust-Oleum and I painted under it, so it hopefully stays as rust-free as possible. So yeah, I painted everything underneath with some Rust-Oleum, including the bottom of the rocker panels. It leaks when it rains hard and it's not driven. It leaks right here and it gets all over the floor, as well as you could see this wet spot. The window or windshield for some reason leaks, and I don't know why. So it just probably needs resealed, but if it gets hard enough, it comes down the windshield on the inside. Also, I've seen this on even my girlfriend's 2000 Cherokee. While washing it, it gets water in through here, and water comes in on the inside of the windows. But let's get inside of it. Oh, 5-speed, clutch and brakes work very, very well. Interior is a little stained up, which is kind of why I want to get rid of it, because it's tan interior and I'm not doing an entire interior swap for it. I think that's about it. 201,000 miles almost. It's got the stupid gauge cluster for it, and I don't know my RPMs, but the gas gauge moves a lot. Alright, so we're in the Jeep, we're driving. It's a 95 with the 4-liter, if you couldn't tell. It's a Sport, but it does have, it's rolled down windows, it's manual everything, which is it kind of sucks, but I really wanted a green 4-door 5-speed Cherokee, and when I found it, I couldn't pass it up because I wasn't coming across any of the 4-door green 5-speed. But the muffler did, fortunately / unfortunately, break off. It's very fortunate to me that it broke off, because who doesn't love their vehicle being super loud? And the inline 6, the 4-liter, it just, to me, sounds amazing, straight piped. But the negatives to it, I haven't been pulled over for noise. pulled over for how loud it is, possibly. I just haven't yet, but the exhaust dumps out right under the cabin of the Jeep. And whether the windows are closed or whether they are open, the inside of the Jeep reeked like exhaust fumes, and that really sucks. And it's starting to rain again, and I just got it muddy because who doesn't like mud on their Jeep? So we'll turn down this road because there's mud down this road also, and then I'll be done with mud for the day. The Jeep, for having an add-a-leaf rough country lift, does not drive that bad. It vibrates because the transfer case drop kit is not installed yet, which it will be soon, hopefully. But yeah, it vibrates because the drop kit isn't in. It gets like 17 miles a gallon if I don't beat it at all, but if I do beat it a little bit, it gets about anywhere from 12 to 15. And we're coming up on this mud. That's not really mud, it's just a puddle now, but we'll still go through it anyways. Woo! Like I said, it's a 4-liter. If you didn't know, the 4-liters are an inline 6, not a V6. And Cherokees have a unibody, not a frame. So if you're ever looking for one of these and somebody says the frame is rusted, it doesn't have a frame, it's a unibody. Or if you're ever looking at a Jeep and they say it's got the 4-liter V6, it's not a V6, it's an inline 6. So if you don't know that about Jeeps, you learned something today. If you don't know, if you've never felt a 4-liter, for being, I think they went out of production in 2006, and they started making them in 83, I think the first Cherokee was made with the 4-liter. I don't know, don't quote me on that. The 4-liter, I think they say it's got 190 horsepower and 200, maybe 200 foot-pounds of torque. But I'm not positive on those numbers, but it's very, very torquey on the low end. And turn down this road. So it's very torquey on the low end, and the 5-speed Cherokees come with a 307 gearing. So it's very, very long gears. I can do 25 to 30 in first gear, and I can get up to 55, 60 in second gear. So they have very long gears, but from 0 to about 40, 45, the thing pulls pretty hard for being a lifted vehicle and being a box on wheels. It does pull pretty hard. But after about 40, 45, you're not going to get really much anywhere with it. It still picks up at a good steady pace to get on the highway with, but it takes a while to get to 60, 65 with the rest of highway traffic. Alright, so unfortunately the GoPro is getting a little low on battery life, and I only have one battery for it. So I'm going to try wrapping things up and getting over this review pretty quick. So like I think I said, the Jeep drives okay. It's lifted, so you shouldn't really expect much from how it drives. It drives okay for being a 95 and being a rough country lift and on leaf springs. It gets up to speed pretty decent for being this old with 201,000 miles on it. The exhaust stinks out the whole cabin, so whenever you drive it, you end up smelling like gas, whether the windows are closed or open, or you end up smelling like exhaust. Definitely need to get that fixed. The left front turn signal, that went out, and it's something with the wiring because I replaced the bulb and it still doesn't work. So something with the wiring is still messed up there. The ball joints, after I lifted it, my offset and the toe and camber on the wheels went pretty bad, and I just got it aligned as best as I could the other day, and it seems to have fixed it a little bit, but the camera, you can still see it and feel that it still pulls to the right a little bit, which that kind of sucks because these tires are brand new, and it was eating the passenger front one, It hasn't gotten any lower, or hasn't seemed to get any lower since the alignment, because it wasn't really in alignment because we couldn't do camber. We could only do a little bit of the toe. But the tires are Walmart tires. I looked them up. They're only $88 a piece at Walmart. So I'm not too upset about tires because, like I just said, they are pretty cheap. The Jeep has the Chrysler 8 1/4 rear, which is supposed to spin posies more often than this one actually does. But that's better for me in a sense because I'm not tempted to do burnouts as often as I would like. Maintenance, it hasn't costed me anything besides a drive shaft, which I caused that problem. And the light bulb. So the only thing that's happened that I haven't caused is it has an oil leak, which is common on 4 liters and I think just Jeeps in general. But I know the 4 liters for sure are known for oil leaks, and the front turn signal doesn't work because some wiring issue. It only has 2 speakers. And they're both in the front, which that kind of blows. And the radio, it's a cheap and it's an old radio. The lift kit, it's an add-a-leaf lift kit, so it sags in the back and looks like it's towing something when it's not. So it kind of looks silly. And the front tires have a lot more clearance than the rear tires do. All right. So lastly, one thing we can't forget about with the car review is how you can see out of it. Front windshield, when it's sunny out, if you're not wearing glasses, you have that's probably about a half a foot of eye room unless you have this pushed up. But when it's sunny out, you can't really see with the sun visor down. I can see my blind spots pretty clear. The blind spots aren't too bad. The mirrors, they aren't that big either, but you can see out of them pretty decently. But the way that one is angled, it's kind of hard when you're parallel parking on that side because you can't see I can't see where the curb is at all most of the time. Windshield wipers need replaced. The rear windshield wiper needs welded back on because that broke off because it was frozen during the snow. Other than a little TLC for this thing though, it's in pretty good condition besides like a couple cosmetic things like this, and it's missing this and the headliner, but headliner is common be sagging in these Cherokees. So that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. The GoPro's about dead. It's on its last leg. If you like this video, please drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more. And I'm hoping I can get into car reviews because who doesn't like driving cars and who doesn't like seeing everybody else's car and their builds and stuff. But yeah, that should about do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Where is that? Back on 1570.
Well, that's a bummer because back there, it used to be where we would do some off-roading, but they cleaned it all up and stuff. And you can still get back there because it's a public park, but now they have it blocked off because I guess they're doing something on the train tracks all along here, so I don't know. But yeah, that sucks because I was gonna do a burnout on the other side of the train tracks because there's pavement over there. That's a bummer.